From Indianapolis, the state capital of Indiana, another great NFL game. I'm glad you could join us for tonight's matchup. This should be a very interesting game as the Giants get set to take on the Colts. The crowd is ready, the teams are ready, so let's get tonight's game going. Feeling is back and ready to put this one in the air. From the 3-yard line. And he slips out of bounds at the 31. Well, John, when we started, it appeared these teams were evenly matched, and this has the makings of a game that will go right down to the end.
Both of these teams have a lot of talent on both sides of the ball, so you know that they can make big plays. The key to this one is going to be getting momentum early and hanging on to it for as long as it can, which would have to be the length of the game.
Gets the call. Takes the handle. Rolls right. Looking for the long completion. Jumps up and comes down with it. Long throw, huge gain.
And the quarterback did a good job of reading the man-to-man coverage. He knew that his guy was going to be able to run away from the defense, and he hit him with a perfect pass.
They soft, man.
The blitz is on. Throwing. This one falls incomplete. And they were each jockeying for position while that
pass interference on the defense. Number 22.
So he pays for his aggressiveness.
Yeah, the defender has to be careful to make sure he plays the ball rather than the receiver.
First and 10. Ball on the 14-yard line.
Keep moving. Let's go now. Shotgun.
The Giants line up in a 4-3.
All right, now. Not today. Here we come. Let's go, boys.
With a counterplay, Harrington is there for the tackle. Nothing doing that time, John, as the linebacker gets there quickly.
He's one of those guys who's a sure tackler. He'll move up and play physically at the line, come on a blitz, and play the run just about as well as anyone on the defense.
Ball on the 15-yard line.
Come on. Back it up, baby. Good.
Manning starts out of the shotgun.
Careful. Watch screen. Silver. Anything you got. No more, fella.
Crosses it left. Emmons with the stop.
I like to hurry up here. It's a change of pace, and it's a way to get the defense uncomfortable.
Blue down.
Drops back with the pass. In and out of his hands. Displayed excellent hands and a pass right on target. The receiver can't bring it in.
He's a trusted possession receiver who the quarterback looks for whenever he needs a big catch. This time he dropped it. But I'm guessing that they'll continue to look in his direction when they need that big play.
Adams going to put them in the lead if he makes this. Leonard kicks it.
Holding on the offense. Number 73.
A team has to show discipline and execute properly out there. If they don't, they'll find it's much harder to overcome the other team and get a win.
Terry will try to give his team the lead with this field goal attempt. The veteran connecting for the field goal. Decent drive, turning their first possession into 3 points.
And you want to get something on your first possession. They were looking for a touchdown, but the defense kind of tightened up.
Indianapolis is lined up for the kickoff. Moss back to return.
This one is fielded by Moss. Moss accelerates and takes it down to the 28.
But
First and 10.
Will start the drive at the 28-yard line. First and 10.
The Colts line up in a 4-3.
Bring it up, bring it up.
Gets the pass off, and he lets it slip out of his grasp. Well, that perfect throw is wasted, and that could have been a very big play.
Second and 10. Ball on the 28-yard line.
The Colts with a four-man front.
We're coming to rep. What's the hard count?
On the carry. Sanders brings him down at the 35. Barber kept his legs moving, gets 7 hard-earned yards.
Third and 3. Ball on the 35-yard line.
We turning it up. Get my top back. All right, here we go.
Give it to the halfback, setting up play action.
The defense likes to keep the pressure on. They'll bring extra guys on an overloaded side, hoping for turnover opportunities.
David lines up deep for the punt return. From the 29-yard line. David takes the punt to the 38.
Gain of 8 yards. The
First and
Colts
10.
will start the drive at the 38-yard line. First and 10.
Let's do our thing. Let's do our thing.
New York comes out in a 4-3.
I can do it, baby. All on us, y'all. Left.
Tosses it out to the left. Dempsey is there on the stop at the 44.
This team's always trying to get a good mix of run and pass plays.
It's second down and 5 to
Ball
go.
on the 44-yard line.
Stay at home. Play it.
Throw, blown setback. Park goes in motion.
We don't get nothing. Watch out.
Hunts, throwing. He hits his receiver. Madison records the stop at the 31-yard line.
You have to play him physically off the line. Bump him off his route, jam him, stuff like that. Because I'll tell you this, if you give him a free release and he can get behind you, he can do some real
Ball
damage.
on the 31-yard line.
Let's go.
Come out in a dime package.
Hey, stretch. What screen?
He'll pass on first down. Gets the pass off. He finds his man. 5. Touchdown, Indianapolis.
When you get this kind of execution, you got a great chance of making a big play. Watch it here as everyone takes care of their assignment. The pass is thrown where the receiver can make the best play in the ball, and it's 6 points.
The point after is good.
That was a nice job of keeping those chains moving and avoiding costly penalties. Now they've got to see if they can keep this momentum that they have established going for the remainder of this game.
Vinatieri in to kick this one off.
Moss back to return.
Good distance. From the 1-yard line. Their last drive ended with a 3 and out as the offense comes out onto the field again.
The Giants will start the drive at the 25-yard line. First and 10.
Indianapolis comes out in their nickel package. Brackett breaks the play up in the backfield.
They went the wrong way on that one. Maybe they should stick to running between the tackles because this defense has a lot of speed. And they can chase down those runs to the outside.
Ball on their own 22.
Ball on the 22-yard line.
Let's go now. Break it up, baby.
Barber, the lone setback. Fires this one deep, and he dropped it. So they don't get the completion, and the defense got a little lucky there.
On the play. Third and 13. Ball on the 22-yard line.
Do something.
Indianapolis comes out in their nickel package with the pass picked off. It looks like it's going to be an interference call.
Pass
The
interference
question is,
on the defense. Number 59.
so he
First down.
pays for his aggressiveness.
Yeah, the defender needs to make sure that he doesn't make too much contact with the receiver on plays like that. The officials aren't going to stand for it today.
First and 10. Ball on the 42-yard line.
We like to practice rules. Go make a play.
Indianapolis lines up in a 4-3. Is there on the stop.
He was looking for a place to run, but all those places were filled up with guys waiting to tackle him.
Second and 7. Ball on the 44-yard line.
One of us will make a play.
He hands it off. Doss records the tackle at the 46-yard line.
This team's always trying to get a good mix of run and pass plays.
Third and 6.
Ball on the 46-yard line.
Let's go. Bring it up.
The Colts come out in a nickel package. Drops back. Gets the pass off. And he hits his target. A powerful arm brings them the first down this time.
Yeah, and you talk about putting some heat on your throws. This guy really let it go.
First and 10. Ball on the 34-yard line.
From the start. You can't stop.
Defense lines up in the nickel. Hand it off to the back. Sanders comes up to make the play at the 25-yard line.
You can't have a good running attack without blocking. But blocking alone won't get you what you need. You got to have a back who can find the holes when they're there.
Second and inches. Ball on the 25-yard line.
We turning it up. Nothing.
The Colts with a four-man front.
Let's go now. Let's go, boys. Let's go.
Gets rid of it. And it's caught. Simon is there on the stop at the 22. Indianapolis has jumped out to an early lead. The first quarter is closed. Score 10-0. And we're ready to start the second quarter. Ball on the 22-yard line.
Ball on the 22-yard line.
Hey, watch that screen.
Barber lines up behind his fullback in the eye.
Here we go. Let us big time. Deuce it. Here we go.
Looking upfield. Freeney comes up to make the play at the 16-yard line. Barber runs it through the middle, a gain of about 6.
Second and 4. Ball on the 16-yard line.
They've driven it into the red zone if he can come up with some type of score here. And he gets it down to York. He wasn't going to be stopped until he crossed the goal line.
Hey, you're not kidding. He did a great job of following his blockers past the line. Then nothing was going to stop him from putting those points on the board.
Feely comes in to attempt the point after. The extra point attempt is good. So following that touchdown, the score is 10-7 Colts.
New York is lined up for the kickoff. Rhodes back to return.
From the 4. Indianapolis is looking to add to their slim lead as they take over on offense.
Ball on their own 25-yard line. First and 10.
Play hard and fast, baby. Come on. Quick shoot.
The Giants line up in a 4-3.
Hard count. Hey, watch the screen. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go.
To carry it. Harrington comes up to make the play. John, nothing there on that play. Looks like he might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage.
They better mix up the play call a little more, trying to free up some space in the middle. That back just didn't have any help from his line on that play.
Ball on their own 26.
Ball on the 26-yard line.
Let's go now. Bring it up.
New York comes out in their nickel package.
Go low. 19. Let's go. There we go, D. Watch the play. Stay posted up. Here it comes.
Closing in. Gets rid of it. Webster is there on the stop at the 32-yard line.
The screen pass requires that you have some quick linemen who can move wide of the tackle and set up blocks for the guy coming out of the backfield.
Ball on their own 32.
Ball on the 32-yard line.
Only one man in the backfield. Pressure, steps up with the pass. Flags are down, and this one appears to be on the offense.
Holding on the offense. Number 71. Fourth down.
Smith comes into the game for the punt. Mort is back to receive this kick. Fair catch.
Fair catch made at the 18-yard line. The Giants will start the drive at the 18-yard line. First and 10.
The Colts with a 4-man front. Hands off on the draw. Gardner comes up to make the play at the 19-yard line. And now our viewers can see how successful each team's main running threat has been today. It's second down and 9 to go.
Ball on the 19-yard line.
The Colts line up in a 4-3. Rolling.
I think the quarterback just let that one get away.
Burns was his intended target.
Third and 9. Ball on the 19-yard line.
From the start, from the start.
The Colts come out in a dime package. Pressure coming. Whew. What a collision.
The offensive line just lost the battle up front on that play. They have to keep their shoulders square, keep their inside foot up, and they're going to get beat again and again.
Seagulls will come in now to punt it away. David is the deep return man. From the 47. He manages almost nothing on the return, going down at the 46-yard line.
The Colts will start the drive at the 46-yard line. First and 10.
All on us, y'all.
Only one man in the backfield. Setting up play action. Throws it. And it's complete. Webster comes up to make the play. At the 31. Give him some time.
And the thing is, he doesn't care how big that window is. With his accuracy, everyone's open.
First and 10. Ball on the 31-yard line.
Will. 28.
Clark goes in motion.
Like the swap. Block, 19. Hey, watch the ball.
They'll pass on first down. He was tipped.
When you let the defense get into your backfield that quickly, bad things are going to happen to you.
Two-minute warning coming up.
Ball on the 31-yard line.
One of us gonna make a play. It's on.
The Giants with a four-man front.
Watch go. 28.
Manning sends a man in motion.
Clear. All right, now. Watch each other back. Be the hammer, not the nail. Tampa.
With the pass. Complete to the wide receiver. Touchdown, Colts.
I'll tell you, this is nice work by both the quarterback and the receiver in this play. Watch it here. He reads the coverage, looks for the best option, and then throws it to him.
The extra point attempt is good.
Big players make big plays, and that scores touchdown. Give some credit to the linemen out there. They're the biggest guys on the field, and without them, no one gets into the end zone.
Vinatieri comes in to kick off.
Lined up for the kickoff. Moss back.
He got all of that. From the one.
This is where you want to respond quickly, or this could turn into a battle for field position.
Almost at the 2-minute mark now.
First and 10.
Check it. Come on.
The Colts line up in a 4-3.
Get it started. Don't make it play.
Give it to the halfback. Rager pulls him down behind the line.
Watch here as he's able to avoid the blocker and get in there and make the tackle. That's how you're supposed to play. Don't stop. Keep going until you reach the ball carrier.
Bring it up. Let's go, D, let's go. Let's turn it up, D. We turn it up.
So 2 minutes left before halftime.
22-yard line.
Ain't no thing. Take it right.
Indianapolis comes out in their nickel package.
Get me going. Let's go, D.
It's a blitz. Stepping up. Indianapolis calls a timeout. They have 2 timeouts left.
They have a bunch of guys in this defense who can really get after their quarterback. With their speed and quickness, they can get around the blockers and put a lot of pressure on the signal caller.
Indianapolis comes out in a dime package. Dropping back with the throw, and it's complete.
You know, when it's third and so many yards, why the heck would you run a pass pattern that was short of the first? Makes no sense to me.
Fiegels is ready to punt this one away. David into return. He's waving for the fair catch.
Fair catch made at the 30-yard line. The
Ball on their own
will
30.
start the drive at the 30-yard line. First and 10.
He'll pass on first down. Throws it. Dumps it, makes the catch. Dents comes up to make the play at the 30.
You talk about a quarterback who could lead a team, and Peyton Manning was the kind of quarterback. He went from a rookie to leading his team to the playoffs in just 1 year.
They're right where they'd like to be, and that's in position to change this score before the half. They're probably going to take it easy and mix it up a little.
First and 10. Ball on the 30-yard line.
New York comes out in their nickel package. Pierce makes the stop at the 26. So after that run, we can see how the two main threats on the ground have fared so far.
Second and 6. Ball on the 26-yard line.
Only one man in the backfield. They'll spot this one at the 23-yard line.
When you have a good balance of run and pass on offense, the defense doesn't have a chance to focus in on either one of them. They need to be prepared to cover both options.
20-yard line would net them a first down here on this third down play. The Giants line up in a 4-3. Throws it. He couldn't control it. This is the guy they call on when they need a big third down conversion, and he usually comes through.
Yeah, he usually does. He just seemed to lose focus and drop that pass.
It's up to attempt to be about a 40-yard field goal. Vinatieri bangs that one right through his second field goal of the game.
Not every drive is going to get you a touchdown, so getting 3 was big. Now they got to go over what worked and what didn't, so the next drive will get them a TD.
Indianapolis is lined up for the kickoff. Moss back to return.
From the 4. The defense forced a punt the last time after 3 plays.
On the return. The
Ball on their own
will
23.
start the drive at the 23-yard line. First and 10.
Defense, get ready.
Barber, the deep man. Burris comes in motion.
Deuce it.
They'll bring the blitz. Steps up. Throws on the move. He didn't want to risk an interception and decides to throw it away. So it's second and 10.
Ball on the 23-yard line.
Let's go now.
Barber, the lone back.
Hey, let's go one deep. I can do it, huh? Hey, squad.
Throws it. And he makes the grab. Midfield. The 40. The 30. The 20. Receiver running and breaks free. Touchdown, Giants.
Eli Manning is going to be the real deal. It's just a matter of time. There are times when he doesn't look very good, and there are times when he looks brilliant.
Fielder comes in for the extra point. The extra point attempt is good.
Give some credit to that big offensive line. Those guys are working hard out there, and it's showing on drives like that.
New York is lined up for the kickoff. Rhodes back to return.
And he got all of that one. A great kick. From the 3-yard line. The offense ready to go again after their last possession resulted in a field goal.
First and 10. Ball on the 25-yard line.
From the gun. Stokely in motion.
Watch your eyes. Let's go. Defense. Watch in. Watch the snap down.
Dropping back to pass it. First down. Going long to the left. It's caught. Corey Webster wraps him up and now has 4 tackles.
One of the things that Peyton Manning does well is quickly getting the ball into throwing position so he can make that quick release.
First and 10.
The Colts call a timeout. They have no timeouts left.
First and 10. Ball on the 40-yard line.
They ain't got nothing.
The Giants line up in a 4-3.
Not today. We coming to rock. Break it up, baby. One more, fella. Here we go, baby.
Receives the handoff. Throwing. And the catch is made. So he gets 2 first downs on their last 2 plays.
They're getting it done by seeing the whole field and taking what the defense gives them.
The lineup for the Kings should be about a 43-yard attempt. The try is good. Following the field goal, the score is 23-14. Colts. Vinatieri is just about ready to kick this one away. Going with the squib kick. So he can't keep the kick inbounds.
Number 4.
Penalties and takeaways are just as big a factor in some games as effective offense. The team that stays mistake-free usually wins the game.
Ball on the 40-yard line.
Hey, watch that screen. There's a flood going.
Nickelback in this time. Manning sends a man in motion.
Get it.
Pass play here on first down. Gets the pass off. Just can't find a way to bring that one in.
He put the ball exactly where you want to put it.
On the play. Second and 10. Ball on the 40-yard line.
Alert, fast. Ain't no fast.
Indianapolis goes with a 4-man front.
Let's do our thing.
With the throw, this pass is incomplete. Shockey was the intended receiver on that play.
Shockey, the intended receiver on the play.
I don't think they can do much more than just throw one long. So I'm sure the defensive coach is telling his guys, don't get beat deep.
And this should be the last play of the half.
On the 40-yard line.
Deuces. All right, now.
Nickelback in this time. Manning with a man in motion. With the pass, he couldn't control it. And this should be the last play of the half.
Nothing over your head. Here we go.
Shockey, the man in motion.
Detain him. It's on.
Throws it. He hits his receiver. Brackett pulls him down at the 48. Going into halftime, the score is 23-14. Colts.
The Giants, 14.
As we take a look at his success returning kicks, we get ready for the kickoff. Vinatieri in to kick this one off.
Start the second half. Moss back deep to return.
From the 5. Dives, touchdown.
And what you're going to see here is a good example of how you can set up blocking on kick return. Watch how they create a crease for him. He sees his lane, makes some moves, and then he's gone.
The point after is good.
Holding on the offense. Number 66.
The extra point attempt is good. Well, that's one way to electrify your team. Score before the offense can even take the field.
This is why your return guy is so important in every game. In no time at all, you can go from losing to winning with one big run back. It also seems to fire up the rest of the guys when your special teams get you some points.
Feeling his back and ready to put this one in the air. Booming kick downfield. From the 4.
No one has really taken control so far in this one. It's still anyone's game.
First and 10.
Ball on the 20-yard line.
Do something. Stay at home.
Only one man in the backfield.
Come on. Go. Hey, watch the ball.
He gets the count. Great fake. Looking left for the long pass. He was tipped. Aggressive call on first down, going deep against double coverage.
Second and 10. Ball on the 20-yard line.
We gotta believe it. It's our game. Here we go. Silver.
The Giants come out in a 4-3.
Silver. 19. We gotta have it, D.
On the call. Play action. Gets the pass off. Jumping and has it. Wilson with the stop.
Brandon Stoker isn't a big guy, but he's a very good receiver who's especially dangerous when he's in the slot. He's a real threat. I mean, when he's used as a third receiver, he's as good as anyone.
First and 10.
Ball on the 48-yard line.
Watch the play.
The Giants line up in a 4-3.
Everything you got. Will. Turn it up now. Yeah, let's go, baby. I'm coming through, baby. You like a pack of wolves. Let's go. Let's go, D. Let's go. What's
Leave it off. Pierce is there for the tackle at the 48-yard line. Good play by the linebacker to get into the backfield and stop the play for no gain.
I'll tell you, that comes from watching a lot of film and knowing the tendencies of the opponent. That was a heck of a
Second
second.
and 10.
Ball at midfield.
Ball on the 48-yard line.
Go, one. Hey.
The Giants come out on a nickel package.
Let's run, man. 36. Let's go. They ain't got nothing. Hold the look. Let's go. Be good.
Hands it off to the back. Number 72 is there on the stop at the 42.
The best backs in the league average 4 to 5 yards a carry. But there are a lot of things that go into a successful running game. You got to have good play calling, good blocking up front, and a back that can take advantage when he sees the
Ball
opening.
on the 42-yard line.
Let's go.
Only one man in the backfield. Down he goes. Joseph uses his speed to get to the quarterback.
He's got some great moves, and he combines that with a very quick first step.
Smith comes into the game for the punt. Mort sets up to run back the punt. And he chooses not to return this one.
The momentum has been going back and forth so far. This one looks like it's going to be a close game right till the end.
Ball on their own 20.
Ball on the 20-yard line.
Keep the throttle down. Let's go now.
Indianapolis using 3 linebackers.
Let's go now. Watch out.
They give it to the halfback. June takes him down at the 27-yard line.
A successful running attack requires blocking up front to be effective.
Second and maybe 3.
Ball on the 27-yard line.
Run again. Watch the snap down.
Only one man in the backfield.
28. Go make a play.
Hands it off. Brackett makes the tackle.
That's some good stuff right there. You give it to your back, have a ball straight ahead for good yardage, and you get a new set of downs to work with.
Ball on their own 31.
Ball on the 31-yard line.
Let's go, let's go. Yeah, go.
Indianapolis goes with a four-man front.
Break it up, baby. Here we go. 28.
It's the toss to the left. Sheds the tackle. Running with a lot of room in front. Midfield. Mathis comes up to make the play at the 39.
This guy always gives maximum effort on every play. It doesn't matter if you're asking him to run between the tackles or outside. He just takes the ball and refuses to be brought down by the tackle.
Danny. Defense, get ready. Let's go, D. Let's go. Hey, score. Do something.
Hands it off to the fullback. Rager is there for the tackle with the carry of 33. Gain of 6 on the play. Ball on the 33-yard line.
Ball on the 33-yard line.
They soft.
Barber, the lone back. Toomer comes in motion.
Let's go.
Hand off to the tailback. Gardner records the tackle.
On the run.
They might not be busted off big game, but those linemen are really working hard down there.
On third down, they have to get it to the 29-yard line for a first down.
Keep the throttle down.
With the carry. Mathis comes up to make the play at the 26-yard line. The defender got into the backfield, but he managed to escape and get the first down.
That's what every good back needs, the ability to get past that first tackler, especially if he's in your backfield.
Ball on the 26-yard line.
Let's go, D. Deuce it.
The Colts come out in the 4-3. Sanders is there on the stop at the 15-yard line. They get 2 first downs on 2 running plays.
They're looking to pound it at him right now.
Eighth play of this drive.
Ball on the 15-yard line.
Keep it up. It's on.
The last time they were inside the 20, they got a touchdown out of it. They give it to the halfback. Brackett pulls him down at the 8, and that was a gain of 7.
Gain on the play.
So now they're 8 yards away from finishing this drive with a touchdown.
All day, baby. Come on. One of us will make a play.
The Colts come out in the 4-3. They'll spot this one at the 4, and that tackle gives him 3 in the game. Again and again, another first down.
Yeah, and this offense has really impressed me on this drive. They've been moving the ball very methodically. They're getting closer and closer to the end zone.
Ball on the 4-yard line.
Watch in.
Looking for room. Mathis comes up to make the play at the 6. It appears they've got someone for holding
On the offense, number 76.
And the call does go against the offense, so they'll get pushed back 10 yards.
Some of these guys wear jerseys 2 sizes too small, or they tape them to their pads to prevent that kind of thing.
Whip.
So at the end of the third quarter, the score is 23-21. Colts.
23, the Giants. 21.
And we'll start the fourth quarter. It's first and goal at the 14-yard line.
So we're going to take it. Bring it on.
Barber lines up behind his fullback in the
There
eye.
we go, baby. Rock and roll. Clear.
Hand off to the tailback. Sanders is there for the tackle at the 8-yard line.
I'll tell you, he might have one of the fastest first steps in football. He's one of those guys who is patient, accelerates quickly, and is very good at using his downfield blocking.
It's second and goal at the 8.
I can do it, baby. You got to have it, D. Play football.
Indianapolis lines up in a 4-3. Keeps it deep. June comes up to make the play at the 5. Kiki Barber eclipses the 100-yard mark on that carry. It's 3rd and goal at the 5-yard line. To carry it. Touchdown, Giants. A great job by the offensive line. He's in for the go-ahead touchdown. The coach is telling them to go for the 2.
Here we come. Let's go. Let's go, Bruce. Danny. Silver, 35.
Looking for the goal line. The 2-point try is no good. Field comes in to kick off.
Rhodes back to return.
From the 8.
We've got a good one going here today.
Rhodes on the return. Indianapolis will start the drive at the 25-yard line. 1st and 10.
New York comes out in their nickel package.
All day, baby. Come on. On the 10.
Here on 1st down. With the throw, and he makes the grab. Wilson is there for the tackle at the 34-yard line.
A successful offense is one that can run and throw for good yardage on 1st down.
Gain of 10. 2nd and about 1.
Ball on the 34-yard line.
New York lines up in a 4-3. The back breaking free. Sharp stiffing. Madison comes up to make the play at the 42-yard line.
One back. Let's go now. All on us, y'all. Let's go. Be good. It's showtime, baby.
Hands it off to the back. Great fake. Gets the pass off.
They like to throw it to the sidelines in situations like that. His throw is just a little off.
Wayne was the one they were trying to get the ball to.
2nd and 10. Ball on the 42-yard line.
Keep moving. Here we go, baby. Rock and roll.
Rhodes, the lone back. With the throw. This pass is incomplete. Yet another drop for him.
Harrison, the intended receiver, on the play.
As they get ready for this 3rd down play, we'll take a look at how they've done today.
Hey, soft, man. 28, 36. Watch the vertical. Royce in. Go make the play.
He tucks it away. Fakes the handoff. Long throw. Jumps up and he has it. And they hurry up to the line.
Clear. Get it up. Hey, let's go, 1 deep. Do something. Here we come. Hey, let's go.
Manning with a man in motion. Pass play here on 1st down with the pass. And he hits his target. Saw them drop back in coverage, then just threw a strike.
Yeah, you made the right read and found the open man. That's a nice play.
Second and 5.
Ball on the 16-yard line.
The backs are lined up in an I. Throws it. He finds his man. Touchdown, Colts.
Watch his catch by the tight end. I always say the tight end is always more of a threat in the red zone. He's a big target, and his skills sometimes cause matchup problems for the defense.
The extra point attempt is good.
It's amazing when you think about it. The litmus test for a great quarterback is being able to bring his team back to win games in the fourth quarter.
John Higgins returns another one. His team will take the lead here in the fourth.
I'll tell you, every team in the league wants a game breaker like him in their roster.
This one is taken by Moss. It appears they've gotten someone for holding.
On the receiving team, number 39.
The ball on their own
will
13.
start the drive at the 13-yard line. First and 10.
Here we go.
Indianapolis using three linebackers.
They ain't got nothing. Come on.
Going to the air on first down. Gets the pass off. Jumps and makes the catch. He took what he was given, completing the pass.
Yeah, what you want to do as a receiver who's facing zone coverage is to break into the secondary, find a hole, settle down, and show the quarterback your numbers. That was a good job.
Ball on their own 21.
Ball on the 21-yard line.
Watch the snap down.
Indianapolis comes out in a 4-3.
Here we go, baby. Be careful. You gotta believe it.
Under pressure. Eli Manning can't escape and is brought down. The offensive linemen are just getting manhandled out there. That's the fourth sack they've given up. Almost at the 2-minute mark now.
Ball on the 17-yard line.
It's on. Let's go. Let's go.
The Colts come out in a 4-3. Closing in with the pass. Pass falls incomplete. He barely got that single up.
Yeah, it wasn't a sack. But what it did was make the quarterback adjust his throw, and it messed up his rhythm.
Good defensive stand there. Now they'll punt it away after a 3-and-out. From the 41, it appears they've gotten someone for holding on the play.
Holding on the receiving team, number 94.
Penalties and takeaways can really kill a team. Usually the team with the fewest mistakes out there will win the game.
The
2-minute
Colts
warning
will
coming
start
up.
the drive at the 41-yard line. First and 10.
Will. Check
The Giants with a 4-man front.
Let's go now. Go. 28. Here we come.
Off his back foot. He couldn't find a receiver, so he threw it where no one could get it. Almost at the 2-minute mark
Ball
now.
on the 41-yard line.
Defense, get ready. There we go.
New York comes out in a 4-3.
Go. 36. Good shoot. Let's go. We turning it up. Nothing. They don't get
He
nothing.
hands it off. Play action. Pump faking.
The
Pass falls incomplete.
Creating pressure can really change the way an offense operates. They need to keep some extra blockers in, either a tight end on the line or a back that can help them out with their protection.
Third and 10. Ball on the 41-yard line.
Nothing long. Nothing long.
Number 29, the lone setback.
Keep moving. Here we go.
throw. And he hits his target. He made the reception, but couldn't find a way to get past the marker. Unable to get anything going on that series, they'll have to punt it away here. And he waves for the fair catch. Deep in their own territory. The Colts line up in a 4-3. Going to the air on first down. Pressure. They reached him just as he was throwing. And they have to go to the air because they need big plays fast.
That's right. You got to have composure in these situations. Find your receivers who can pick up yardage after the catch. But most importantly, you have to keep the chains moving.
Ball on the 6-yard line.
The backs are lined up in a 9. Manning sends a man in motion. Dropping back. Fires this one deep. Drops the interception. Time is working against them.
Yeah, I'm thinking they're going to keep going to the air, but it might be a little too late.
Third and 10. Ball on the 6-yard line.
Indianapolis with 6 defensive backs. Throwing. It's batted away. Carter was the intended receiver on that deep pass. Doss had the coverage on the play.
Let's go, D. Let's go. Solid 29. Solid 29. Keep the throttle down.
Even though it's 4th and 1 here, they're going to go for it. Pressure coming. Uses the pump. Gets the pass off. Mike Doss is the man to bring him down. That's his 3rd tackle. They go for it and don't make it.
That was a conversion the offense needed. They have to be disappointed, and it's worse because now the other team has the ball.
They need 11 yards to get it into the end zone. New York comes out in their nickel package.
Hey, let's go. Block 28. Go, 1. Hey, let's go.
Throwing. Madison brings him down at the 3. Manning, great athlete, and throws one of the prettiest balls in the NFL.
Yeah, receivers love playing with him because he'll never hang you out to dry. That's something he's always had. Good rotation and a soft touch.
They're just 3 yards away from the end zone.
Hold the look. Yeah, let's go, baby. 49. Let's ride, man. There we go, D. Come on. It's on. Don't stop. Don't stop that motor. Hey. Let's do our thing. Let's do our thing. Be careful. So we gonna take it. Right there.
Touchdown, Colts. It appears they've gotten someone for holding on the play.
Holding on the offense. Number 71.
It goes against the offense, takes away the touchdown. After the penalty, it's now 2nd and long.
Ball on the 13-yard line.
Regular.
Puts it away. Nice play fake. Fly to the end zone. Touchdown, Colts.
This is a good play by the offense in the red zone. The wide receiver is going to break away right here and come up with a catch and the touchdown.
The point after is good. So that touchdown increases the lead, and they're now firmly in the driver's seat with less than 2 minutes to play. But it's in to kick this one off.
Moss
Sends it sailing. From the 1-yard line.
Time's running out for them. If they want to get back in this game, they're going to have to find a way to get into the end zone on this possession.
First and 10. Ball on the 39-yard line.
Manning out of the gun. The rush is on. Pass ball's incomplete.
He decided to try and pass it, but he was taking so much heat that it just kind of wobbled out of there.
Second and 10. Ball on the 39-yard line.
Let's go. Here we come.
Indianapolis comes out in a 4-3. Drops back. With the pass. He hits his receiver. And he's brought down at the 37-yard line. He makes his 5th stop of the game on that play. And it looks like they're going to go with a no-huddle.
All on us, y'all. Let's go, D. I'm coming through, baby.
Looking for the long completion. He made the catch. Doss is there on the stop. They'll go with a hurry-up offense.
Hey, watch that screen. Here we go. Let's go.
Goes to the end zone. Ooh, nearly picked off. Oh, man, he had it in the end zone, but dropped it.
That's the second worst thing that could happen to a defender, to drop one like that. The absolute worst thing is to have your man beat you for 6.
It's second and goal at the 1-yard line.
Left. Watch the play. Let's go.
They line up in the I formation.
Here we go, baby. Silver. 53.
Throws one up in the end zone. This pass is incomplete.
Hey, you don't want to waste too many opportunities like that.
Burst was his intended target. It's third and goal at the 1.
Let's go. So we gonna take it. Do something.
Defense lines up in the nickel.
Give all you got. This it.
Looks to the end zone. Knocked away.
He needs to do a better job putting the pass in a spot where only his guy can get it. Those tip passes can turn into interceptions pretty easily.
Barber was the intended receiver on that play. If he kicks it through, it'll be a 1-possession game as the 4th quarter winds down. The field goal attempt is good. The Giants are now down by only a touchdown. And they'll try the onside kick here because they don't have much of a choice. They have to get the ball back. Onside kick. From the 39-yard line. So they're able to make the recovery on that attempt. Ball on their own 39.
Ball on the 39-yard line.
You can't stop me. Let's go.
The Colts line up in a 4-3. Throws it. Brackett with the tackle at the 45-yard line. Shockey picks up about 6 after that catch. Peyton Manning is this week's selection for Snickers Coolest Player.
Don't stop that motor. Blue down.
The Colts are not in a nickel pack. With the throw, and the catch is made. Sanders is there for the tackle at the 38. Let's see how this defense handles the no-huddle.
Showtime, baby. All right, now. Back in the gun.
Neither team's defense really showed up today. Both teams with a lot of offensive prowess. 1 touchdown the difference. For EA Sports, this is Al Michaels and John Madden wishing you a very pleasant good evening.